All right. I'm here with local DPS superstar Bwax. Hello, Bwax. How's your
Hello.
night? Good? Bad? Somewhere in the
Hello?
middle?
Oh, yes, I'm good.
Good?
Just got done with a successful raid, I would say.
Successful raid. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, to start, just let's get some background information. How long have you been playing WoW?
Well, to be honest, I'm not really sure. I want to say I played in the Burning Crusade, but I was like, just a huge noob, so I knew absolutely nothing. Probably wasn't even max level. And then I started getting good, I would say, during Wrath of the Lich King. And then I raided a
Hmm.
little bit in Cataclysm, and then I just completely stopped playing until a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I thought you were a new player. Okay.
Mm, no, I have some experience. New, recently new, I guess, for like all the new expansions and whatnot. And like I didn't know anything about mythics or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure back when I raided, it was just one raid and that was it. There wasn't
Yeah.
like difficulties. So,
Yeah. All right. So why Bwax? Why your mage? Any reason you're
hmm.
main mage right now?
um, honestly, I had a friend who plays a rogue, and he's a longtime friend. I actually met him through playing WoW, and we became real life friends because we live kind of close to each other.
Hmm.
He does a lot of PvP, and he wanted to do Rogue Mage, but that clearly didn't work out because he doesn't. He's not currently playing, so I stuck with Mage because I do like them. I've always been kind of I guess a wizard sorcerer type person.
More of a
Played
caster.
A lot of Diablo 2 back in the day, and what I played there was a sorceress, so
Oh,
kind of
okay.
goes hand in hand, you know.
And so why'd you join a raiding guild?
I Whenever I play any game that I play, I like to try my best to push leaderboards. I Gaming is something that I invest a lot of time into, so I figured if I'm going to invest that much time, I might as well just try to be the best that I can be, and just see if I can make something out of it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Uh,
like PVE. I like PVE more than I like PvP in WoW. Actually, I like raiding a lot more than I do PvP. So cutting edge is my goal. So that's why I'm here.
oh. What's your favorite thing about raiding, if you had to pick one?
Mm, I think my favorite thing probably is the little mini race that people have with each other on the DPS meters.
Yeah.
That, yeah, everyone's trying to see who can outdo each other. I like the competition of it actually within the guild.
Okay.
Uh, and the social aspect of it is cool too. I mean, you meet a lot of cool people and make a lot of new friends. So,
Is that what you think sets it apart from PvP for you? It's just the social aspect of it?
I don't know. Rating to me feels more rewarding than PvP does
Hmm.
in this game. I don't know. It's when you're working on a boss for days or maybe even weeks at a time, and then the feeling you get when you finally down it, it feels good. It feels great. So
Okay. That makes sense. Um, if you had to pick one thing that was your least favorite about raiding, though, what would it be?
my least favorite thing about raiding,
Yeah.
people who maybe don't take it as seriously as others do. Maybe just I don't know. I guess people who just kind of don't really care as much are like can hold can hold the guild back, waiting on people, I guess. Or like
Yeah.
people not being ready on time. I guess, mainly little things. There's no major issues that I have about rating. But if someone's like trolling or like fucking around, that annoys me. That's what I don't like
Yeah.
about rating because that does happen from time to time.
What do you think you like? What do you look for in like a raiding guild? Like, what do you think is like the best thing to find?
People who progress.
Yeah. Okay.
People who, I mean, if I see a guild, for example, like right now, like I don't look in other guilds, but like in trade chat, I'll see people posting for recruitments. If I see them like, 9 out of 10 heroic, 1 out of 10 mythic, to me, that uh, I don't know. I just wait. You know what? I forgot the question. What was I asked?
It's like, what do you look in raiding guild? Like, what do you think is like the thing that would like make you choose one guild over another?
Actually, okay, I have a better answer for that. Since joining this guild,
Hmm.
I'm not trying to be a teacher's pet, but I would say a good raid leader. I think a raid leader uh, probably shapes the guild.
Yeah.
'Cause without that, I mean, it's really just gonna fall apart if you don't have a good raid leader. You really need one person that can choreograph the entire raid during boss fights. I think that's the most important thing, and I think that's what I would look for in a guild is a good raid leader, someone who can shot call and tell people what needs to be done in order to down the boss.
Okay. Good answer. Um,
Yeah,
so you just recently switched specs to fire. Why did you go fire?
it looks fun to me, honestly. I know some people will get bored of their character and what they're playing, and they'll switch to ults. For me, if I start to get bored, I just like to switch specs instead. Um,
Hmm.
so I guess just to kind of mix it up. I was playing a lot of arcane. It got kind of boring just spamming arcane missiles and then barrage every now and then. I wanted to change it up and go fire. And I also saw that it was viable now. So if it wasn't viable, I probably wouldn't have switched.
Yeah. So how do you balance it out? Like the fun aspect, like you want to have fun at the same time, but you also want to like be in that race you talked about, being like the top DPS. How do you balance those two things?
Well, maybe not. Okay, so like if you want to push, and you want to get cutting edge and you want to be on top of leaderboards, but you want to have fun at the same time, I would say don't necessarily choose the number one class. Number one, because things always change.
Yeah.
Um, I would say just find something that you know is, maybe like a S tier, maybe even a B tier, and just if it looks fun to you, play that. Play something that's viable, I would say, but also looks fun.
Yeah. So you as long as it's viable, then you go for the fun after that. You just look for something viable and
Yes,
then have the most fun. Okay.
yes. I know I play a troll, but I try to avoid troll picks.
Um, were you worried at all about switching specs?
mm, no, a little bit, slightly, because when I first joined and I was playing Fire, I didn't do too hot. Um, no pun intended. But I wasn't taking WoW as seriously when I first joined the guild, and I've been putting a lot more time and like research into my spec and whatnot. So the part that I was worried about is when I played it previously, I wasn't that good. But the part that made me confident is that I knew I was investing more time, so I knew I'd be a better player in general. So I figured I'd be able to make it work.
Hmm. So I think this is like a perfect opportunity for you. Like you just picked up a new spec, right? You have to learn something new. What was like the
Hmm.
process? What was the first thing you did? Like I'm gonna play Fire. You didn't really know how to play it anymore because you haven't played it for a while. What was the first thing you did to like refresh yourself or how learn the new spec?
And the first thing I did, I watched a lot of YouTube videos. Well, actually, not a lot because there actually really isn't that much with the Sun King's Blessing Fire Mage. I found a couple of YouTube videos that were informative, and I watched them more than once. And then on top of that, honestly, just playing it, and figuring out the little things here and there that you can do to really get the most out of your spec. Researching on websites and YouTube videos is good, but I think that can only take someone so far. I really think people just need to play and like get that muscle memory of the rotations and what to do in certain scenarios and whatnot.
Do you think it matters like where you play it? Like is it Mythic pluses, raids? It doesn't matter where, just play it more. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, even. I mean, even in like PvP, like I think PvP can help people out, even people who only raid because it's a different play style. So like you're still learning more about your spec, you know, and I think just playing anything, PvP, PvE, it doesn't fucking matter. Like just play your spec and just don't just play it though. Like figure out your mistakes and learn from your mistakes and just go from there.
Yeah. So like, say you've done those first steps, you've watched the videos, you played the spec a lot, but you still find yourself lacking, you're still unhappy with your DPS. What would you do then?
Maybe ask someone who knows more about the spec than you, or something that I haven't ever done, but I actually think I'm going to is I think recording yourself like in a raid scenario,
Hmm.
and then afterwards going back and watching a recording of yourself playing, so you can be like, wow, I really do fucking suck, or like whatever. I think that's a big deal, and I think that is something that I'm actually going to do. I not this raid, but I think on one of our raids last time, I actually streamed myself on Twitch, and
Okay.
the reason being is because I actually wanted to go back and just watch myself in the raid to find my mistakes and figure out how I can be better.
Have you ever used the replay function on Warcraft logs?
I didn't really like it,
Yeah.
because I that just shows like the map, right, and then like little dots where people are moving and whatnot.
Yeah.
I didn't really look too in depth into it, so I'm sure that would be helpful, but I looked at it once for like 2 seconds, and then that was it. So I don't know a whole lot about that,
Yeah.
but I'm
Okay.
sure there's a lot of information there that I could use that I just probably don't know about.
How do you keep yourself focused? Say like a raid night's not going so well, wiping a lot, someone's doing something that's a little silly. How do you keep yourself like in the game? Make sure you don't get too upset or anything like that.
I know that our raid is only 3 hours long, um, which is the normal for most raids, but me personally, I feel like 3 hours isn't that long. So if the raid's going bad, I'll look at the time and say it's like 10:30. I just go, okay, I have an hour and a half left. Like that's it. If I can just still give it 100% for an hour and a half, then I'm good. And then after the hour and a half, I can just fucking log off, take a break or whatever. So I think what keeps me focused is knowing that it's not like I have to pound this out for 24 hours straight. I'm only here for a couple of hours, so I might as well just give it my best in that couple of hours, no matter what.
Yeah. And do you ever get frustrated in like you say you like a PvE a lot. Is there a frustrating that's like so team oriented that like you could keep failing without it having anything to do with you?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like you're playing like amazing, just out of this world, but like people around
Mm-hmm.
you keep messing up, and like or like maybe a fight's just like a totally healer fight, totally a tank fight or something, nothing to do with DPS. Is that ever like
Mm-hmm.
annoying to you or aggravating?
Mm, no. Mm, no, I don't think so because it's a learning process too for everybody. And I think it's more of just if I don't really like to put the blame on other people. Like I don't want to be like, oh, it's this person's fault or oh, it's that person's fault. I think the whole thing is a learning process for everybody involved.
Yeah,
And even if it is something like, oh, it's just we need more healing or whatever. Like if that is the case, for example, I wouldn't just go, oh well, the healers fucking suck. Like that's why we're not doing it. I would go, okay, well, maybe I can use a health potion. Maybe I can use my defensives at this time to like help them out. Because I think there's always something that you can do that will help out other people. Like if you don't think it's your fault, I always think there's something everybody can do to help everybody out.
yeah.
So I don't like to sit there and point fingers.
If you could give one like general advice to like raiders, what would it be?
I would say little things add up. Mm, I think people focus a lot on like big, huge upgrades, like maybe like a new higher item level weapon or like whatever. But I like that stuff does matter, obviously. But I think what really makes a great raider and a great gamer in general is someone who can look at the little things and just keep doing that and making them add up to make you like just fucking awesome. For example, conduits. And I've preached this to a couple people in the raid already. I know going to Korthia sucks. It's not fun, but if you get your conduits to 252, I think this little stuff like that that adds up, or like augment runes,
Hmm.
or heavy desolate armor kits, little things like that that maybe sometimes people miss. Um, I think in the long run, stuff like that really adds up. Or like, for example, like the little feast versus the big feast. It's only two intellect, right? That's nothing. Like who fucking cares? To me, I think it does matter. Is that's just another little thing on top of the dozens of other little things that just adds up. So it all works out together, I think.
Okay.
So that's the advice I would give is pay attention to the little stuff because it does add up.
All right. And to get away from rating a little bit, is outside of like rating, what is your favorite content to do in WoW? Is there anything else that really stands out that you enjoy doing?
Trying to make gold.
Yeah.
I like, yeah, I like doing that. I craft a lot and I try to flip things on the auction house, or I'll even just go farm. Like I'll take an hour out of my time if I'm just not doing anything. I'll go grab up some ore, or grab up some herbs or whatnot, just to sell it on the auction house. So that way I don't have to buy tokens.
Is
I
there
like
a
doing that.
is there a goal in mind for all this gold, or are you just hoarding it for the sake of it?
I would like to one day be able to buy the long boy mount. I didn't play during the expansion that I was in, but I hear you can still get it off the black market auction house. So
Oh.
I need to get gold cap because that's what they go for when they're
Yeah.
there. So
Okay. And if there was one thing that you wish was different about WoW, like going to like development realm, like just anything you could change about the game itself, like what would you change about the game, or would you wish they had added?
I don't think I can really comment too much on that just because I don't think I've played long enough, or I probably don't know enough about the game as a whole to really say anything. But one thing that I do wish I could change is honestly probably the community. I feel like people complain too much, and I feel like it's never good enough for them. Like I know Blizzard is obviously going through their problems right now, but
Hmm.
the way I see it, they're not a small company. Like they have thousands of employees there, and they have a whole shitload of people working on this game, and it's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be things that the devs miss, or like little glitches or bugs or fuck ups or whatever. But I think the people who play the game, I think they need to be more understanding and not cry about like every little fucking thing that they think is wrong with the game.
Okay.
So, because that's how I feel. I just see a lot of complaining, a lot of people crying about stupid shit that doesn't matter. I think play the game for what it is and just enjoy it. You know, you can voice your opinions. And things will change. I mean, look at patch 9.1.5. They're
Yeah.
making a lot of changes
Hmm.
that has been requested by the community. So like, I mean, just chill out, just enjoy the game.
Yeah. And that's actually a good example. It's really, really cool stuff. Are you excited for anything from 9.1.5?
Ah, covenant swapping.
Yeah.
I would like to I if it's where it's you can just swap at will, like whatever. Like if I were just sitting right here right now, if I could go Venthyr, I think that'd be pretty cool. I would like to max out all the covenants on my mage and just play around with them, see what they can do.
Yeah. You like you seem like a completionist a little bit. I saw you around doing tailoring. You want to max out all the covenants. Is that a big thing for you? Like just getting a lot of
I
achievements or
think it would
anything?
be. Yeah, I used to not be like that, so I don't know if that's a thing with getting older, or maybe just because I have more time on my hands. But with the tailoring, that that also goes hand in hand with me liking to make gold. I want to make like transmogs and stuff. My next one that I'm going to be doing is Inscription and all the expansions. So,
Mm.
I guess you could, yeah. I probably am a little bit of a completionist. I wouldn't say like a hardcore one, but I like to do as much of the content as I can if I'm able to. Yeah.
Is it is it weird at all ever being like the top DPS of the guild, you know? Like how like I know like when we were doing the dungeon, like Lylena would bring it up and stuff, like, oh, I have to beat you because you're Bwax and stuff like that. Is that like a weird feeling?
mm, it's a good feeling actually. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to know that people in the guild are like coming after you,
Yeah.
like trying to pass you, you know. And at the same time, like I said, it brings that competition. Like that makes me want to be like, okay, I, I got to do more now. Like I don't want them to pass me, you know.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a fun feeling, but at the same time, I don't want to let it. I don't want that to like get to my head. Like I don't want that to make me turn into like some fucking egotistic asshole. You know.
Yeah.
So I try to yeah, not be a jerk about anything. Because I know I'm not the best. Like, it's not like I've never fucking 100 parsed anything. Like, I'm not the best, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Um, what is your if you had to pick one other game, if you like you really like wanted to like push and be competitive in, is there another game like that?
it used to be League of Legends. But I think I've played too much of that, and I kind of want to move on from that.
Yeah.
My milestone I hit in that is I did hit Masters. I was a Masters player in League.
Okay.
But I think now, if it wouldn't be WoW, I would say Diablo. I'm really excited for Diablo 2 Resurrected coming out this month. Um, yeah, D2 or D4, I would
Mm.
say.
Is there a reason like all the games like Diablo is also like a kind of a PvE game? Is there a reason like PvP isn't like the thing you're looking for anymore?
Well, there's a lot of PvP in Diablo 2.
Okay.
And obviously, like I played a lot of League of Legends. Like that's only PvP. You know,
Yeah.
I guess it really depends on the game because I think I guess WoW kind of does them both great. You know, like they have a good scene in PvP and in PvE both. Um, I think it really just depends on the game because I myself I like them both. It just depends what I'm playing, and I do have fun in PvP and WoW. I just find myself having more fun like raiding and whatnot.
Hmm.
So I don't think I have like a hard preference. I think it just depends on what I'm playing.
Okay. Is there a is there any like specific thing about like gaming that really speaks to you? Is it just like that competitiveness, or that accomplishment, or like what's like the core of like just gaming that's like speaks to you?
I think it is the competition. Um,
Okay.
growing up, when I was a kid, all I did was game, but I also played a lot of football, and I mean, those were the only two things that I ever did, and I don't play football anymore. So I miss the competition there, and I think I find that in gaming still. So yeah,
Okay. Um,
definitely competition for sure.
very competitive.
Yeah.
Okay. If there was one thing you would want to change about the guild, is there anything you'd like to change?
Mm. Yeah. No, I wouldn't want to change anything, but if the only thing that I'm sure probably nobody else in the guild would have this opinion, but I would raid more than twice a week for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just for the fact of like pushing more,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty hardcore when it comes to stuff like I can fucking grind, you know, like
Yeah.
I could raid all fucking night, dude. Like I don't give a shit. Like I like progressing and just yeah. So if there's one thing I could change about the guild, probably raiding more, and I think it would be cool to have mythic teams as well. We don't have that, and I know we're trying to work on one. It's still in the works. Who knows how it's gonna go.
Yeah,
But I think running, because I think it would be really fucking awesome to push, 20s and up.
yeah, the
I
big
think that
keys.
would be great. Yeah.
Is there anything that you think you can get from Mythic Pluses that you couldn't get from rating? Is it like a different experience or something?
I think Mythic Pluses would build closer relationships with people.
Yeah,
Because it's more tight knit. In a raid scenario, sometimes people are, nervous to like speak up or like really get out and talk to people. So I think what you would get out of Mythics would just be closer friendships with people.
okay.
Granted, if they don't if you're able to time them.
Yeah,
Because if you fail enough, maybe you wouldn't like each other so much. I don't know.
maybe, but
There'd
like
be some there'd be some tension.
that halls we did that I fucked up horrifically. That was hilarious. That was actually such a good time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we still completed it. It
Yeah.
wasn't it wasn't too bad. It could have been worse.
Okay. Do you have anything to say to your actually, were you surprised how like much people were looking forward to this interview? Like how much people asked for like every single week?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't really think it would actually happen. I think it's with the whole like the news thing you got going on with the guild. I think people love a story. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's human nature. They like a little bit of drama, a little bit of gossip, a little bit of a story. So it
Speaking,
makes sense. I think it's fun.
talking about gossip, drama, and the story, I can't end the interview without asking you about the Cabal. Do you have anything to
Uh-huh.
say about the Cabal, Brax? Do you know
I
anything
mean, does the
interesting?
Cabal even exist? I mean, I don't know.
Is
That
that
could
your
just be
stance?
something that's. Does the Illuminati exist?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
You never know.
Think it's a conspiracy. Huh? Okay.
It might be.
All
You never
right.
know.
Well, coming to the end here, I'm gonna give you a chance. Any shout outs, anything, open message to the rest of the Raiders or any of your Dorian fans, anything left to say?
Let me think about this one. My message to my fellow Raiders would be: we're gonna just don't be a bitch. If you need to get benched, that means you suck. And do something to get better. And we're gonna get cutting edge, and we're gonna do what we need to do to get that. So fucking get your shit together.
All
That's
right.
what I gotta say.
All right. Thanks for your time. It was a good interview.
Yeah.
Good luck rating and cutting edge and all that shit.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.